Welcome back to my channel, you guys. I'm finna be doing a reaction to I pressed the lawyer saying David is innocent. JAYOMA.
All of this evidence stacking against David, there's no way you're going to try to get the best plea deal for him.
That we're fighting this, and that's how I always attack my cases, and that's why I get the results that I get.
The prosecutors are alleging that their sexual relationship started when she was 13.
Those are just allegations. This girl came after him to attack him, so from what I'm seeing, it looks like he is a victim of success.
What about the explicit photos?
So I want to see how explicit are those photos. Are they really, my client?
How is her body found in his car?
You can give somebody else access to the car.
What about him ordering the Uber to his house, her being there?
Is that illegal to order an Uber? I don't see that. I don't see that in the criminal code anywhere. No matter where I'm at with my client's cases, even if you're found guilty, there's still ways out of it.
So y'all, I'm gonna show you guys how good a defense lawyer JAYOMA is before we interview him.
JAYOMA.
And why am I the best lawyer?
I mean, you gave me probation on my criminal case.
All right. And what were you charged with?
Aggravated assault with deadly weapon.
And how much prison time are you looking at?
20 years.
Okay. And did this case go to trial?
Yes, it did.
And
That nigga said I'ma find a way to get my client out of it. Hey, he a hard worker. I fuck with it. I hope you guys know lawyers lie. Like lawyers, politicians, they're one of the biggest liars, bro. But they lie for they get paid to lie. So they're like the biggest liars. Any lawyer for real, defense lawyer at that. Sorry, not any lawyer, but any defense lawyer. You have to be super good at lying. You got to be super good at lying. You got to be super good at being manipulative. You feel me? Because you got to get your client out of the mess. So
during that trial, did the prosecutor show a video of you shooting somebody 3 times?
Yep, it did. Shot him 2 times in the stomach, 1 arm.
The prosecutor had a video of this man shooting somebody 3 times. Not eyewitness testimony. They had a video of him doing this. Now listen to the rest.
And were you found guilty on this case?
Yes.
All right. And now during the punishment phase of your case, did I remain fighting for you?
Yes, it did.
All right. And while I was fighting for you, how much time was the prosecutor asking this jury to give you?
20.
Right.
20 years.
20 years in prison, right?
Yep.
And after my arguments, what was the result of me convincing that jury to give you as a punishment?
Probation.
All right. And are you happy with the results?
all right, wait. Before you leave, you need to go ahead and look into downloading Kalshi. Kalshi is a trading and betting app where you come on here and you can bet on trending elections, politics, sports, culture, crypto, committees, climate, economics, mentions, companies, financials, tech and science, music, and more. You can come on here and push climate and bet on the weather. Yes, literally the weather. And you can 93 times your money that you bet. All right. So say if you had $100. Say if you had $100 and you wanted to bet $100, you can come on here. You can buy in dollars or buy in contracts. I usually buy in contracts. If I was you, I would bet no more than $25 starting off. And if you sign up through my affiliate link, you will also get $25 to place your first bet. You get that, place a bet. I flipped $25 to $100 plenty of times on here. Now I didn't bet on climate, but I did bet on sports. Sports is a real big thing, especially the women's basketball game. I will highly suggest you bet on that. They also have live bets on here where you can come on here and place a bet right now. As soon as you download the app, you can come to live bets and bet on any games and just 10 times, 1 time, 2 times your bets. All right. So of course I get a $25 credit too when you sign up. But hey, you can do the same thing or share your referral link, but it's real money to be made on here. Other than that, go to my website, let's help you grow now.gumroad.com. You can come on here and get any courses, mainly music courses, but I also have courses for YouTube, TikTok. See, I have a TikTok. Let's help you monetize TikTok. If y'all want to get monetized on YouTube, TikTok, or anything like that, just social media in general, just get one of my courses. I also can help you set up a Shopify store. That way you can start selling your products, whether you're an artist or whatever. You can come on here and get my mixtape 2, Diary of a Scorpio King. I Believed in Me When They Didn't Deluxe, out right now. Only $17. You can get a feature from me. I also got free stuff on my website as well. So yeah, you also can become an affiliate and get 50% of commission. So if somebody come on my website and buy something, you get 50% of that. So say somebody buys something that's worth $100, you get $50. It's straight like that. Other than that, go stream my new mixtape, I Believed in Me When They Didn't Deluxe, out right now. Like, comment, and subscribe, and I'm out.
Yeah.
All right. And just to put it together, you got probation for shooting somebody 3 times on camera, right?
Yes, sir.
All right. And is there anything else you want to add?
I mean,
The prosecutors wanted to give him 20 years. JAYOMA.
You got to understand, bro. Lawyers, they're studying. Okay, it's like the law. You don't know everything about the law, bro. That's why you're supposed to study it, because there's a lot of stuff, even cops break laws because they didn't study every single goddamn law. You know what I'm saying? Lawyers, they'll have certain loopholes that they can. It's like they're the dictionary. You feel me? That's why they tell you to get a good lawyer, because they're well practiced, they're well studied. You know what I'm saying? It's pretty much similar to, okay, so somebody can be like, well, I can just use Google or I can use ChatGPT to claim my defense. You got people out there that think that, right? Which is actually, it really is true, but if you don't know what the fuck you're looking for, how you gonna know what the fuck you're looking for? Because even in ChatGPT, if you use ChatGPT, you have to describe certain stuff a certain way for it to even give you the proper details or the information that you really need. You're not gonna know something if you don't know something. You know?
Convince the jury to only give him probation. Going from 20 years to probation on camera. Y'all know how crazy that is? The crazy thing about it was not self-defense. Nope, it was not. They had an argument, but it was not self-defense. I asked. It was not. It was not. Because if it was self-defense, he would have been found guilty. I know everybody in the chat saying that's weird. Like, y'all, I had your guys' same opinion. I was like, bro, defense lawyers are the biggest scumbags on the earth and stuff. But when I had 6 months over my head, I realized, like, you hate lawyers until you need one. I pray that none of y'all are in a situation to where you ever need a defense lawyer. But if you do find yourself in a position where you need a defense lawyer, you're going to try to get the best one you can ever get to fight for you. And just so you guys don't think I'm lying.
Who's your favorite lawyer?
JAYOMA.
And why my favorite lawyer?
Got my case on the path to getting dismissed.
All right, and what were you charged with?
I was charged with allegedly videotaping a grand jury proceeding and posting it on my YouTube channal, and the video getting 4 million views, allegedly.
And it was contempt, right?
And I got contempt of court.
Yeah, and so how much jail time are you looking at?
I was looking at up to 6 months.
Okay, and are you happy with the results?
Very.
Is there anything else you want to add?
Get JAYOMA.
And like, that's my paperwork. I don't have to say allegedly anymore. I did record it. I don't have to say allegedly. I got criminal defense lawyer JAYOMA. JAYOMA, welcome to the show.
What's up, y'all? What's going on?
How long have you been a criminal defense lawyer?
Probably about 8 years, 7 years right now.
And have you been following the David case?
A little bit. I actually saw a little bit of it last night. There's more evidence that I believe that they're finding on his phone. It's one of those investigations that keep going, and you let it happen, right? And then that's when I step in and start doing my work.
He has the criminal defense lawyer, Blair, but she represented Harvey Weinstein during his case and everything. My question is, with the evidence that the prosecutors have against him, where they have sexual messages and sexual photos exchanged between the two, which would obviously be CSAM, they also have against him being the last person to be in contact because she was Ubered from her home over to him, and then after that she was not seen alive. They also see in his transactions where he bought 2 chainsaws, an incinerator, bought shovels, and he also bought a blue inflatable pool where the fragment from the inflatable pool that he purchased also matches on her body. They also have other CSAM. They said they found a significant amount of CSAM on his phone. All of these things stacking up against David. How do you possibly think that the defense is going to plead his innocence of not murdering her? Do you think they're going to concede and say, hey, he did have a sexual relationship with her? What do you think they're going to concede on, or do you think they're going to try to fight everything full force?
I'll fight everything. I'm going to be one of those attorneys where I don't care what allegations that they have against my client. I'm always going to fight it, no matter how bad shit gets, you know?
Yeah, that's their job, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, I hope you guys know, put it like this, bro. It's innocent people in jail right now, in prison right now. Is guilty people that's out right now. It both goes hand in hand. When it comes to the court shit, the trial shit, it's not about if the person is literally guilty or innocent. You know what I'm saying? It's not about that. It's about, can you prove that this person is guilty or innocent? Can you prove it? And it's more, can you prove if they're guilty? That's just what it is. So, just because you see a case where someone got found guilty doesn't mean they was literally guilty. Majority of the times, they probably are guilty. But for the most part, not every single time. You know what I'm saying?
You wouldn't even concede with because they had him on child abuse, like having a sexual relationship with a minor. So you wouldn't even concede that point if you were his lawyer.
Oh, F no. I would not concede to that. I'm fighting everything.
Okay, how would you get him off of that?
Well, number one, having plead not guilty on this case. Demand any and all evidence that the prosecutors might have against them. The cops did their investigation. All it takes is for me to find out, how did the cops get to that? What is the process that they got to it? And if they got to it illegally, that's when I can start doing my work. And I can start attacking everything that the cops got on them. It's just one of those things where you just gotta keep fighting, no matter where it's at.
So you would try to discredit and get some of this evidence thrown out. What is the first bit of evidence Out of all the things I said that the prosecutor has on him, because it doesn't look like they're waiving his right to a speedy trial. It sounded like his lawyer's like, let's take the trial. What is the first bit of evidence that you were wanting to attack?
Any relationship that he had that it's not sexual. Allegedly, they're saying that it's sexual, right? I'm gonna attack that, and then I'm gonna attack the motive that the prosecutors are trying to allege that he had.
So let me let you know about the motive. So the motive is they said that they have the text messages between where it seems that Celeste was jealous of David being in relationships with other women, and they said that Celeste texted him that she was going to destroy his career, and coincidentally when she texted him that, it was about 2 or 3 days before his album was supposed to be released, where they're saying that the motive was for financial gain to keep his career intact.
I mean, that sounds like a motive, but that's just the state's motive or the prosecutor's motive. Whatever motive they have, I'm gonna attack that, because what I'm gonna be looking at is the girl probably has motive to make shit up. The girl probably has motive to utilize her position in his life to capitalize on somebody who's up and coming. We see that in Shannon Sharp, who was a victim. What was that girl that took a lot of money from him? You know, when people become a public figure, just like you and I, athletes, singers, even actors, that it opens up an opportunity for them to like have a gun to their head to say, get me this Rolls Royce, get me this Rolex. If you don't get it to me, there's gonna be consequences, and you know what those consequences are gonna be. And so anybody can be put in that position, even you. And it's unfortunate that I believe David has to go through this at this point in his career, because he's up and coming. I do like some of his songs, but it's an opportunity. And when people do have an opportunity, they often get taken advantage of. So my job as a criminal defense attorney is to point that out, right? That, you know, my client's the victim.
So you think his defense is going to try to paint the picture of David being the victim of the situation, with him having the fame and status? You think that's the route, or that's the route you would take if he was your client?
I have to speak to him. So whenever I do my consultations with my clients, my strategies change.
Bro, you cannot make this shit up, bro. You see it live right here, bro. You cannot make this shit up, bro. What the fuck that has to do with this nigga killing the bitch? I'm just saying.
Change based on that, and it's based on reality as well. So right now, me and you, we don't know, because we haven't spoken to David. If I spoke to David, you know, and he contacted me, then maybe it'll be a different story, right? From what I'm seeing, it looks like he is a victim of success. People came after him, and quite possibly, this girl came after him to attack him. So,
see, this is his nigga job, bro. It's literally straight like that. And I'm not calling her a bitch. I'm just calling like the situation, bro. I'm really just talking. But my nigga, this girl is like under 18, bro. I can see if she was over 18, you feel me, an adult. But I don't approve of none of that. But I'm just saying, this nigga being manipulative right now. This nigga just said, I can see, okay, this will be a good argument of what JAYOMA, I don't know how to pronounce his lawyer name, but it will be a good argument if David didn't allegedly kill her, bro, unalive her. That would have been the best argument, the best defense. So say if Celeste did have a chance to report the nigga or whatever, right, and they charged him or whatever, this would be the good defense. Actually, I'll be with the defense. You feel me on that part? Even though David will still be labeled as a pred, which he is, and be on a sex offender list, stuff like that. But this will be that. This argument will be perfect for that. But once this nigga unalive there, all that shit went out the window.
So I don't know what's going on with the, you know, what happens in real life. All I can see is the allegations, just like how you can see the allegations, and they sound bad. And a lot of my clients' cases, the allegations are very, very bad. And you know the type of cases I'm talking about, right?
Yeah, I mean, I just showed my chat that you got a dude who shot somebody 3 times on camera. They caught him on camera, and you didn't even use self-defense, did you?
You have to have been there. I post my trials, like on my feed, on my story.
You got someone that shot somebody 3 times off with just probation when the state was trying to give him 20 years.
And I didn't add in my video that he's gonna get out on probation in 5 years. 5 years for shooting somebody on camera. And he even looked at the camera like the camera's right here. He went ahead and looked right at the camera.
After he shot the dude.
Yeah. And I got that shit to be probation. He'll be done with probation in 5 years when he contacts me. No matter where I'm at with my clients' cases, even if you're found guilty, there's still ways out of it. And so I'm always gonna fight no matter how bad shit gets. And right now, in regards to David, shit's looking bad. Okay? And it's always gonna look bad in the beginning. But I'm always gonna be able to try to fight and show like the truth, which is he's a victim here.
Okay, you're gonna try to paint it as him being.
Hey, on some real shit though, like on some real shit. Now you and me know, like we know that this nigga David is fucking guilty, bro. Like, let's cut the bullshit. Like, I get all the defense lawyer shit and the manipulative shit. I get all of that. This nigga is fucking guilty. But let's just put up a hypothetical narrative and say, what if this nigga's not guilty though? That would be so fucking crazy, bro. I swear. If this nigga David really was not guilty, bro, I don't know. Like, I would look at so much shit differently. I would probably feed into those what you call it, conspiracy theories, I will feed into all of that. I swear. If this nigga was really innocent, like on some real shit, and he really didn't unalive that girl, bro, I promise to you, bro, I would look at life so much differently, bro. I promise you I would. And not only that, it would be so messed up that this nigga was innocent this whole fucking time. Now, he wasn't innocent. That was one thing that he would never be innocent from. Messing with minors and having relationships with minors and being attracted to minors. That right there, he's 1000% guilty. I'm not even speaking. I'm not even going to put that in a hypothetical world. Because that's already been proven. 100%. That's already been proven. But I'm talking about the unaliving part. What if he really didn't unalive her? You know what I'm saying? The only way, and if I can really say if he is innocent, far as not literally unaliving her part, it will be the only thing I can think of. One of his friends actually unalived her, and he knows about it, but it really wasn't him who unalived her. That's the only thing I can think of. Or, which still ties into him unaliving her, or he got one of his friends or someone he knows to unalive her. You know what I'm saying? Where he didn't literally do it. That's the only two things, if he was innocent, the only two things that I can really think of. But y'all let me know, though. But like I said, that nigga guilty. I'm not saying he's innocent.
Let's go with that. How are you going to convince a jury that a man who is sending explicit photos of himself and receiving explicit photos, because Celeste isn't the only minor. He was also talking to other minors who have started to come forward. So how are you going to spin this as him being the victim of all these minors coming to him and him not wanting any part of this?
Well, I'm not going to spin anything. What I'm going to do is show the truth, okay? And that truth is that no matter what age anybody is susceptible, or anybody can be an aggressor, right? You can be 9 years old. And if you find out there's a lick out there that you can take advantage of and you can get free stuff out of him and you can threaten him, then you do it. And it's a normal thing that humans do. Whenever they see an opportunity, they can see it. And there is an opportunity when it comes to David. Shit, I don't even know David personally. And I can say David, you know, as a walking...
Bro, I'm seeing what he's doing there. He's right, but he's not right regarding this fucking case in particular.
Lick right now. He has YouTube videos. He has music. He obviously has money. Anybody in that position would say, you know what? Let's do something to this guy. Let's make some shit up so we can get what we want.
Yeah, nigga, but this is a whole different situation.
What about him ordering the Uber to his house, her being there, all of that? What's the play there?
Is that illegal to order an Uber for somebody?
This nigga said it's illegal to order.
It's illegal.
Uber.
It's like order an Uber for a job. I don't see that in the criminal code anywhere. I don't see that.
Nigga playing that shit.
I've never seen that was illegal for anybody to do that. Like, so I don't see how that can be criminal in itself. I order Ubers for my cousins to go get picked up, you know, to be dropped off. You know what I'm saying? Like,
you seen what he did there? He said his cousins. He didn't say a random fucking 12-year-old female child that he don't fucking, that is not his fucking family member, or a friend of a family member at the least. No, he said his cousin. See what he did there?
You know what I'm saying? I have family members. Like, just because he did that does not necessarily mean...
Okay, so...
Celeste is not his fucking family member, nigga. See, he trying to manipulate y'all niggas. Celeste is not David's fucking family member. So, you know what I'm saying?
She threatened him. He orders the Uber, and now after that Uber, she's never seen again. And she's found in his Tesla. So, what is the play? So, what happened?
Wait, what state was this in?
California.
In LA?
Yeah.
You know LA is a dangerous place? It is dangerous. It is.
Duh, nigga. Obviously, look at David. Like, what the fuck are you talking about?
It is. Look, ladies and gentlemen, Los Angeles.
But I know what he's finna say. He finna be like, this is a dangerous place. Maybe the Uber person got her. Bro, that's what he tried. That's the defense he gonna run with. He gonna be like, hey, she could have got kidnapped by the Uber driver. That's literally what. I mean, manipulative. You can manipulate. I ain't gonna lie. I would fall for it if it didn't involve Celeste being a minor. I would fall for it. But since she's a minor, bro, we not playing that game, bro.
This is a dangerous place. There's gangs everywhere. There's people to extort you everywhere. Her body or whatever has happened to her could have been done by somebody else other than David himself. It's just that because of the relationship, the friendship that they have, everybody's honing in on it. It's unfortunate for David. Anything could have happened.
And then, yeah, it's very fucking unfortunate because the way everything, that's why I said, you guys, say if this nigga is innocent, this shit looks crazy, bro. And how everything happened you know, how he got the text messages with her, and he got the CP. Y'all know what that stands for. And all of this shit just matches up too much. Like, it's a coincidence. Like, it's too much that's matching up, bro. That is like, if he is innocent, that's fucked up. I ain't gonna lie.
There are random people who get, you know, pulled up on any day in LA, even if you're a girl.
So what about the blue? So the prosecutors are saying that so there wasn't going to be a mess. David put her body in a blue inflatable pool to keep all the blood in there, and the fragments from the blue inflatable pool that David bought match the fragments found on her body.
That could be anybody. Because then,
please let us know what your defense will be.
Not only is David a potential victim for any of the young girls, but he could be a potential victim for anybody ancillary to that, right? So say, for example, he disrespected an up-and-coming rapper. They're going to want to put this murder on him, right? So let the prosecutors attack him instead of them attacking a person. Because if you think about it,
nigga, what? Now this nigga talking elementary shit, bro. What?
That is actually a good strategy. If I want to get after David because he disrespected me because he didn't buy me my soda, or he didn't get me a cheeseburger that I asked for, or he just looked at me wrong, or he said my song sucks because I sang for him, I'm gonna say, all right, I'm gonna get this dude. I'm gonna put his DNA. I'm gonna set some shit up. I'm gonna get that dead body and I'm playing on him. So then, therefore, they can put all the state's power, all the prosecutor's power into trying to put him away. It's like you're getting somebody else to do your dirty work for you, and that's a good possibility that could have happened to David. So that's what I think that could be a possibility for David as well. You know what I mean? Like, no,
there's got to be a fucking prank, bro. Like, nigga, if the jury believes some stupid shit like that, bro, I'll be like, bro, ain't no fucking. Y'all need to stop looking at rappers' lyrics, all types of shit. If y'all believe that stupid shit, god damn.
No, like so he orders the Uber and then she
allegedly
it's from his account.
Allegedly, it's from his account. I can get your account. Give me your phone. I can do something to it. You know what I mean? Just because it's on your phone doesn't mean you're the one who did it.
Okay. The Uber is sent. It picks her up. It takes her over there. And then also, so how did they get access to his car? How is her body found in his car? And then they also have video evidence of him being the last person to leave the car before it was impounded. So he didn't smell her in there?
You can get somebody else access to the car. Just because it's your car doesn't mean like you're the only one who has sole access to it. Anybody can, any other criminal can have access to your car as well. There's people that you know who you get permission to use your car, and there's people that you don't know who gain access to cars. There are very, very skilled people who can break into cars. If one was so inclined to do so, they could set David up for this. It just depends on how far somebody's willing to go. The investigation seemed a little bit too incomplete because of just the.
He wasn't indicted. So I will say he wasn't indicted the normal way he usually would be, where grand jury and stuff. It had to be where the police. It looked like the police station did go rogue and they arrested him and forced the district attorney's hands to press charges because they were either you get this bad press of letting him go after the weekend's over, or you go on and press charges. What do you think about that situation?
Well, sometimes when it comes to famous people, all the eyes are on the district attorney's office or on the United States Attorney's Office, the Department of Justice, because they're trying to see what they're going to do. So it's like every time there's a crime, especially when it's heightened, it's like all eyes on that office, right? How fast are you going to work? How immediate are you going to work on this case? And sometimes it forces them to jump the gun. When I say them, I mean investigators, detectives, to say, well, this is him. It has to be him. And they literally exclude any and all investigations outside of David. And so because of that, it can be an incomplete investigation. That includes David being a victim himself from this girl, right? David being a victim of somebody targeting him. Those are possibilities out there. And that is a very reasonable possibility. But it's just, I feel like sometimes investigations move too fast. And when they move too fast, people can go to prison for a long time for something they did not do just because of the fame. David is no different than you, no different than the people in your.
No, we understand that, nigga. We get that. Okay? That's facts. But in this case, no, nigga. No. No, bro. You're not finna manipulate us and say all of this shit. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, the shit he's saying is true, but it's true for everybody other than fucking David. I'm sorry. It is what it is.
Chat, no different than any actors, Lil Pump, Aiden Ross, Neon, okay? They're no different. They could be victims of the criminal justice system. And my job is to try to show their innocence. And what I'm telling you right now in regards to David is that it's quite possible that somebody else, there's another story than what these prosecutors are trying to paint him as.
With all this evidence, I know for a fact that they're going to fight the murder charge tooth and nail, because that's the one where he's going to probably be facing the death penalty. They're talking about bringing it back just specifically for him. So you
look, man. It says you're not supposed to wish, death on anybody. And honestly, even if he is guilty for real, which I do believe, I don't wish death on him. But that nigga need a death fucking penalty. I'm sorry. Because, bruh, you already messed up messing with a minor. Okay, cool. But then you unalive her, bro. Like, her brain is not even fully developed. And we hear cases with people in relationships that are adults that certain stuff happens. I'm sorry. That right there. There's no sympathy, but it's no real sympathy because y'all are both adults. So your brain is fully developed. You know how to get out of the situation if that needs to be done, etc., etc. Stuff leads up to stuff, whatever. But a minor, no. It's two totally different situations, especially when someone else is older. You know what I'm saying?
I want to even concede on any, because I mean, to anybody, I don't see how you can convince a jury that they weren't in a sexual relationship. I mean, she quite literally had his name tattooed on her finger, and coincidentally, that finger is the one that got amputated.
Right, but anybody could have that. There are people who have Lil Wayne tatted on their body who have never seen Lil Wayne. Like right now, I know you. I can get your name, Gideon, tatted on my finger right now. Doesn't mean that me and you are having a sexual relationship. Doesn't mean me and you have kissed each other. Doesn't mean me and you have some type of relationship outside of friendship. It could be anything, or it could just be a fan. I'm a fan of you, Gideon.
So, what about the explicit photos to go along with all that are sent
I
between
want explicit photos. I want to see, like, as being an attorney, I'll be able to see all that. So I want to see how explicit are those photos. Are they really, my client? Are they really going towards and relevant to the charges that David has? So that's my job. I look at every piece of evidence that the government has, and I look at them like literally like splitting hairs, and I say, where did this come from? How did this arise? How did you guys get this evidence? Can y'all even use any court?
They said that they have 40 terabytes of evidence against him, and they said they found a significant amount of CSAM, and the prosecutors were voicing that very loudly. And, even his brother posted a couple days later, like, all pedophiles and rapists should die. You know what I mean? Like, turning public opinion against him. Would you attack, because one thing I was telling my chat that I could see is that the defense would maybe attack Celeste's family. Because it looks like her family knew where she was, because there's videos and photos out there of Celeste with her cousins at different concerts related to David. The prosecutors are alleging that their connection first began when she was 11 years old, and he was, I think he was a minor still, but the sexual relationship started when she was 13 and he was 18.
Okay. Those are just allegations. That's how I see it.
So would you go at it where, like, her parents were letting her see him, or would you just leave the parents out of it, you personally?
It depends on how the prosecutors build it. When I do my cases, like, I prepare, but not really like prepare. Because the way I go to trial is like a boxing match. You can prepare as much as you want. If somebody throws a right hook, you're going to counter it this way, but you can never prepare for what happens in that jury trial. So I keep my shit fluid. Like, the way I react, it's more like playing defense, and I react to how the prosecutors, bring evidence. So even in my other trials, I don't really know who the witnesses are, and I just wait for them to show up, and I hear what they say, then I start attacking from there. If they're going to bring their family in regards to David, I'll prepare for that, and I'll act on it as soon as they bring it. So whatever story that the prosecutors are going to try to paint David as and to link him to each element of that crime, I'm going to show otherwise, regardless of who they bring.
Would you waive David's right to, would you advise him to waive his right to a speedy trial, or would you say, F all that, let's hurry this up, let's take the trial? What would you do?
It
what
depends.
Would you advise?
Okay, so it depends. So yeah, I advise it, and it's ultimately up to my client. So whenever there's something that happens in court, everything is run through my client. So it's their case, but I'm, assisting them, right? That's my job. And so I will tell them all the good things and bad things if they speed it up. In regards to this case, there's good and bad to speeding shit up. Okay, so if you speed shit up, you'll be done with it ASAP. You don't have to worry about being in jail because you don't know how people are treated in jail, right? Things can happen to you. You can get your stuff taken away from you. You can get your food taken away from you. You're away from your family. You're losing money. There are people threatening you, and in a real sexual way, right? And it's not a good way, right? Especially these type of charges. He's a target in there. So sometimes people want to speed the trial up and say, let's just get this over with, so then we don't have to deal with it. It could be advantageous as a criminal defense attorney because it's kind of like you want the prosecutors to move forward with an incomplete investigation, and that incomplete investigation shows that the cops didn't do the right job, and you got the wrong guy. So sometimes it can work out that way. But if you take your time, then maybe you can wait and get more evidence to show that it wasn't David, right? So it just really depends. There's so many different factors when it comes to strategies of what you're going to do in representing, your client. But when it comes to me, everything's very fluid. So it just really depends on what I see.
What is interesting you so much about this David case that you've seen so far? What has pricked your mind where you're like, okay, this could actually be in his favor? Or what is something that you've seen where, okay, what about this case is something that you've seen that could be in his favor? And what is something that you've seen that you think will be a very hard mountain to climb going through with this case?
In his favor is probably hiring me because I like challenges. So, that's the reason why I like taking cases, because if you can get the most unbeatable cases and you beat that shit, it makes you feel really good inside. Like for me, selfishly, it does. I get this type of high that fentanyl can't match, drugs can't match, women can't match, money can't match. It's a high. And only those who win in jury trials know what high this is, okay? The advantages that he could have is hiring me. The disadvantages is not hiring me because, yeah, it's just one of those things where I really want to attack this case. I see that he's a victim of this girl or society. He's a victim of the public. And, I need to do whatever I can to show that he's not this monster that the prosecutors are painting him as. I was listening to
Man, look, man, y'all gonna hate when I say this, but David, whether you innocent or guilty, nigga, hire this nigga. Hire this nigga, bro. Hire this nigga right here, for real.
the song 3 times this morning. Like, it's a great song.
Bro, he's talking about like murdering people in his song.
It's art,
Oh,
just
God.
like 50 Cent. Jay-Z. It's all art.
Hey, I ain't gonna lie though. All bullshit aside, bro. All bullshit aside. Y'all niggas listen to all these artists that talk about murdering niggas, shooting niggas all day. Y'all listen to King Von. I listen to, so I'm not even talking shit about it. But y'all listen to this murder music. Y'all saying, "Oh, I heard it in David's songs this whole time. He was talking about killing people and all of this and all of this." And I'm like, nigga, y'all just got done listening to a murder killing song. The fuck? And clearly, he's like an emo kid. It's just a different style, bro. A different way. But it's like, bro, please don't say that shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, I hope when they do take his ass to trial, they don't mention shit about this nigga music, bro. Actually, I do. If it helps the case, fuck it, because he do need to go down because of what he did. So actually, he's an exception to the rule. They can use it, but I'm just saying in general, though, my nigga, no.
I'm a fan of his art, but he's a
okay. Besides you, what is an advantage and disadvantage that is in this case that you see? Besides you,
the advantage is that it looks like this was done in California, which is a crime, or not California, but LA, right? It's a high crime area, and there's other reasons that caused the death of this girl, other than him. That's why I see an advantage of, and she's motivated, to go after him. The other thing, the disadvantages that I see in this case is that he never called me. If he would have called me or his family would have reached out to me, I'll take that case. David, if you're listening, I'll take your case for free. If you reach out to my office, JAYOMA Law Firm, I will take your case for free. Don't forget that, and it's recorded.
Okay, what is the disadvantage besides you? What is the disadvantage besides you?
That's it. Because anytime any charges come, there's no factual disadvantage. Dude, look at me. My client.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie. This nigga told me he'll take the case for free. Look, nigga, fuck no, fuck that. Nigga, you better get you a fucking paid lawyer. Because you talking about, so you hire that nigga for free, ain't no way this nigga gonna give his all. But under these circumstances, I feel like he is gonna give it his all because he knows he's gonna get more clients. Never mind. I forgot this nigga David was famous. Well, now he's really famous. So he actually will get something out of it. But in the meantime, nigga, don't be hiring no fucking lawyer talking about, oh, I'll do it for free. And there's nothing, literally nothing in there for them. No, nigga, you gonna lose the fuck out of that damn case. The fuck?
Looked at the camera in my last trial, okay? He looked at the camera and shot him 3 times. 3 times, all right? And I was able to get his ass probation. He'll be done in 5 years. It's the most unbeatable cases that I look at. And so when I see David shit, it looks like a really good challenge. And it's gonna make me feel really good if I can get him a good outcome.
What would be a good outcome for you, for David, if you did his case?
Dismissal or not guilty. Actually, F that. Not dismissals, not guilties. Because I want to meet the prosecutor right there at that trial. I want them to see, and I want them to do the whole work, put all the evidence there, and for them to lose. Once that happens, this is like this feeling that you get inside, this rush, that will linger for like the next week. I'm chasing that. So, David, if your people are listening, get at me.
Okay, genuinely. Can you give, because you gave one advantage that the defense has, can you give, without including yourself, without including the name JAYOMA, excluding yourself completely, can you give, what is the biggest hurdle of this case that you can see?
He's black. That's a big hurdle. No, dude. All right, anybody listening? I'm in trials. Like, do you know the color of your skin? It still poses a threat. It really does. Like, there are people who will find you guilty just by the look of your face. And when they say the look of your face, it don't mean your nose, your lips, your eyes. It's the color of your skin. And that's like a reality that's out there.
So would you take this case a racial route?
It might be possible to include that because it's something that I would say potential jurors, if they're going to be on your case, that they can't shake off. There are some people who are still mad about slavery being overturned. There's some people who are still mad about interracial dating, right? Nope. There's some people out there who don't like that a black guy's dating a non-black girl or a black guy's talking to a non-black girl.
Wait, but
that black guy's successful.
That non-black guy, that black guy dating a non-white girl is a minor.
I'm talking about somebody before. I'm not talking about the girl who died. All right. No, but like on a serious note, it's one of those things. If you're in an interracial relationship and you're a black male, there's a lot of people who are looking at you already that they want you to pay because it doesn't make them feel good to see that. And I see that as a criminal defense attorney. And so when my clients, whether they're minorities or not minorities, I have to be mindful of that. Do you see that? I can't just neglect that and say that, oh, this world is great. There's no racism out there. It's there. And sometimes that racism could be the difference between you doing 0 prison time or you doing your whole life in prison. So I think that is a disadvantage that he was just born with. And also the fact that he's famous. Nobody likes seeing that. They see a young guy, good looking, and he's getting all this fame. He's doing well for himself at that age. Nobody already likes that. And people who are internally racist, they don't like seeing that it's a black guy doing it. So that's a disadvantage that he has. It can be cured with the way I attack my cases.
Now that shit that he's saying, that's solid. Like I said, he got some good points, you know. But like I said, this David case is an exception to all of that shit, bro. This nigga did it, bro. I don't give a fuck, bro. Like, this nigga did it, bro. It is what it is. You know what I'm saying? Now, y'all remember the OJ trial? Shit, I don't remember the OJ. I wasn't even born, nigga, when that shit was going on. But I heard about it. You know what I'm saying? That's just something that we'll never know, for real, if he really did it or not. Not only this David and Celeste case going to be bigger than that, but oh shit, my bad. I'm sorry, you guys. But you really didn't know with the OJ shit, because people are still questioning it. Did he do it? Did he really do it? This David shit, bro. We know this nigga did it, bro. It's just too much, bro.
So how would you go about, because isn't it like half and half where the prosecutor selects some jurors and the defense selects some jurors? Isn't that how it works? Or how's that process work?
All right, so the whole, it's called voir dire, right? Or voir dire, depending on what state you're at. But pretty much you have to choose, there has to be like 14 people that get chosen on whether you can be guilty or not guilty. All right, the difference between you going to prison and you not going to prison. You having a conviction, you not having a conviction. You being on the sex offender registry list, you being not on the sex offender registry list. Or most important, you getting the death penalty and you not getting the death penalty. There's gonna be 14 people that's supposed to be chosen out of probably 100, okay? And there's 100 random people in that county that you have to make sure that you have to find out their biases. If they're racist.
Bro, can't niggas take stands? Like, can't David take the damn stand, bro? Let me tell you something. Whether you're innocent or guilty, nigga, you better take that fucking stand and say something, bro. You know what I'm saying? But I can't really say that too, because he might be a good actor. You know what I'm saying? But this nigga will literally have to get up on the stand, bro. For me to be convinced, if it was any chance of being convinced of him not being guilty, he would definitely have to get on that damn stand. That's step one. You feel me? He will have to get on that damn stand, bro. He will have to.
Racist if they don't feel good about the certain charge. So I'll give you an example. You have 100 people. Who's going to determine your life, Gideon, right?
Yeah.
Brazoria County, okay? Not Harris, Brazoria County, okay? They don't like guys who wear do-rags. They don't like guys who have super coily hair. They don't like guys who have melanin in their skin, right?
He is right about that in Brazoria County.
And that's what they take into consideration, right? So those people can tell you, hey, I'm fine. You know, I'm not going to be biased against this guy. But you can see the way they answer it. They've been hurt before. And they want to use this trial to get, on this case, hijack it and find your client guilty to make them feel good. I will tell you, there's people in juries that lick their lips like, oh, I'm ready. The same way that any criminal would look at you like a lick, like, I'm about to get out of this car. This guy right here has a nice gold chain. I'm about to go get it. It's that same look that they have, that there's a target. There's a way for me to express my anger and take it out. And it's a legal way this time, right? And as a juror in the criminal justice system, it's a legal way to convict somebody. So me being an attorney, I have to be mindful of all that. So there are important questions, but also important observations that I make when I look at these jurors, because when they're chosen, I mean, they're not chosen, they're actually deselected. So you get rid of the people who are racist, who are biased against your client. And the only ones who are there. So who
get rid, like you specifically as a defense lawyer, get rid of them?
No. So me and the prosecutors, we have 10 strikes. So it's a game. Anybody's watching. Being an attorney and going to trial is like a basketball game or a boxing match. That's all it is. It's a game. And you have to choose and be strategically there the whole way, before, during, and after. Okay, so in this particular part of the trial, you have to get rid of people who are going to do harm to your client. And you can tell by the way they answer. They could look at your client and just be like this and just stare at him, you know? And you can ask about the background. Did you ever grow up with minorities in your school? How many minority friends do you have? How do you feel about rap music? Does it rub your certain way? How do you feel about interracial dating? And sometimes they'll answer it. 100% they'll answer it with their nonverbal, but maybe they won't answer it verbally, but you have to look at them nonverbally. If they show that they have some type of animosity towards just the subject you're talking about, you got to get rid of them. Because if you don't, your client, say goodbye. Because there are sometimes people get on the jury, they don't even care about the evidence. They don't even look at it. They don't need to look at the photos. They don't need to hear witness statements. The fact that they've been hurt before and they don't like the way your client looks, or they don't like the charge that your client has, is enough for them to convict. And that's dangerous. So there's more to just arguing this case. Like, you have to be, it's like you have to be on the swivel 24 hours constantly, because you have the prosecutors who's looking to get them on there, who's looking to get somebody.
So the prosecutor, so David's, the prosecutors that are prosecuting David, they're going to want to try to get those people, is what you're saying.
Hell yeah. Who wouldn't? If I was a prosecutor, I'd be looking for the most racist guy out there. Oh yeah? Your wife cheated on you with a black man? Oh, okay. We want that guy right there. We want that guy right there. Oh, your granddaughter was robbed by a black guy? Oh yeah, we want that one right there. They will fight to keep that guy on there. My job is to try to get rid of them. We only have 10 strikes.
What do you mean 10 strikes?
All right, so there's 100 people in the room. 10 strikes meaning I can strike this guy, this guy, and this guy, and this guy. We don't want them for whatever reason.
Oh, so like they can't even dispute you on it?
No, you can't.
Okay.
They can say, no, I'm a good guy. I have black friends. And you say, nah, I don't trust that. You know when people say shit and you don't trust it?
Yeah.
And you go, no, I don't believe you. Strike. We only have 10. And sometimes you have to do the best you can because you go to a county where everybody don't like your guy, don't like the way your guy looks. You got to do the best you can.
So after those 10, let's say after those 10, the 11th guy, you're real sketched out about him, but you're out of your 10 strikes. How do you get him off the case?
There's different strategies. I'm not going to reveal it because prosecutors are listening. But there's different ways to get rid of them. But all I can say is like you do your best. Whatever comes out in that jury, those 14 people, whatever comes out, you got to show them the evidence. And hopefully they listen. Because sometimes, and I'll tell you this, right? Being an attorney, you can have all the evidence on your case, the good evidence. But if the jury ain't listening to you, they don't give a damn. And the only way I can show that is that, and you've been to school, right? You went to high school, right? I'm pretty sure a bunch of your viewers, like people in the chat, they're in school right now, or they've been in school. Being a lawyer is like this. You will answer the questions on the test, and you will show the teacher that how you got to the answer, and it is the correct answer. 2 + 2 = 4, right? But when it comes to you getting your test rated, the teacher can say, I don't even need to look at your test. I don't even need to look at your test. You failed. Even though you passed, you did everything right. You failed. And that's how being an attorney is like in jury trial, because you can show all the evidence that show your client's innocent. And the jury, like I told you, who don't like your client because of how he looks, can say, I don't give a damn. He is guilty from the beginning. And I knew that coming into trial. And I knew that when I answered your questions. And it's going to make me feel good to put him away for a long time. So when you see that picture of Lady Justice, you know that lady who has that blindfold on and she's holding the scale?
Yeah.
That shit is real. It's really blind because they weren't there. I wasn't there. Cops weren't there. Prosecutor wasn't there. Judges weren't there at the time of all these alleged crimes. So they have to make a decision on a guy's life where he could be looking at death penalty, being put on a sex offender registry list, prison time, being away from his family, just based on what's the evidence that's there. And you can't force them. You can't show them and say, hey, you have to look at this. You have to look at this. No, they can just say, I don't want to look at that shit. I'm going to vote guilty. And there's not a goddamn thing you can do about it. So that's the life here. Do you see that?
Yeah.
So imagine, Gideon, you're my client. Somebody doesn't like you for whatever reason because you have a horrible blue shirt. Imagine you're wearing a blue drag and you're wearing a blue do-rag and a blue shirt. Imagine if a blood was part of that jury and goes, oh, fuck no. And just look at you.
Yeah, no, that would suck. That would suck.
Oh, yeah. Big time. Big time. Oh, you shot my big homie? You look.
No, like I said, bro, JAYOMA, I think that's how you say it, but that nigga is speaking some real shit, bro. Like, that's real life shit. That's real life shit he's speaking. But again, like I said, y'all do not get manipulated by this nigga dealing with this David case. David is an exception to the fucking rule, nigga. We're not using none of those racist cards. They don't like you cards. None of that, bro. For this nigga, bro. Fuck that.
You look like the guy who shot my big homie. Oh, you going down.
But you know what? Everything, I'm going to be honest. Everything you're saying about these jurors, all of that, I think everybody in the chat agrees with you on. Yeah, but that's why we don't go off of our feelings. We look at the evidence. And
but sometimes people don't look at the evidence.
Well, we're looking at the evidence of this David case, and we're all saying he's fucked. Like,
yeah, y'all are saying that, but y'all have no power to determine whether he's guilty or not because y'all not part of that jury. That's what I'm saying.
But when the jury looks at that evidence, there is no way when the jury looks at that evidence, they're not going to come to the same conclusion as us. There's no way.
You say that, and I agree with you. But the people in the jury, they have their own motives too. They've been hurt before. They've been through life. They have their own likes and dislikes. And you can't control that. God only controls that. And the only thing I can control is to see it during jury selection. To make sure that those people who hate my client, for whatever reason, cannot be there. They can't. And I'm going to fight whatever I can just to keep them off that. And make sure that the people who are chosen are going to be somebody who is open to listen to all the evidence as they actually look at it.
So with all of this evidence stacking against David, there's no way you're going to try to get the best plea deal for him.
Fuck that. I'm not playing to shit. I don't play that plea game. I don't play that. Any prosecutor, any attorney who knows me, I don't play that, hey, please, have mercy on this guy. No, we're fighting this. You understand me? We're fighting this from the beginning to the end. There is no surrender here. And that's how I always attack my cases. And that's why I get the results that I get. Because I don't play games.
No plea deal. It's either we win or we die on the sword.
My clients will hire me. Check this out. They're the ones who decide whether they take the plea or not. The plea has to be provided by the prosecutors. And it's my job to just be like, all right, dude, here's the plea. You want to take it or not? Here's a good reason of taking it. Here's a bad reason of taking it. If you take this deal, this is what's going to happen to you. And sometimes what prosecutors like to do is they play cute games. And here's one game that I'll tell you that they play. They try to throw like a small amount of jail time on you. Actually, no jail time. They'll say, you know what? Tell your client no jail time. Just take this deal. And if he takes the deal, he might end up getting deported. So it's kind of like they'll make it seem like it's really, really sweet. But it really isn't. Because remember, these are the ops. This is the government. This is the people who are trying to put you away for a long time, okay? They're not your friends. In fact, they're the opposite of that. They want to kill you. They want you away from your family. So when I tell them, hey, look, it looks like a sweet deal, it's not. We got to fight this. So that's why when I go to trial, I make sure every prosecutor that comes across me, you're going to bleed a little bit. you're going to bleed a lot because I'm going to make that trial really, really difficult for you to win. And when you lose, you lost 5, 10 days going to trial with me and you lost it all.
So that prosecutor was the guy that, for you guys that just joined in, he had a client who shot somebody 3 times and then did the duck face on camera. He was found guilty, but JAYOMA got it to where instead of doing 20 years in prison, all he had to do was probation for 5 years. So no jail time, probation for 5 years. So even though on paper that prosecutor got a conviction, would you say that was a loss for the prosecutor?
Hell yeah. He didn't even shake my hand after the trial. And he was pissed because,
That's fucked
look,
up.
they don't show this because nobody was there, but nobody sees the interaction between attorneys, right? Outside of court. So right when he was found guilty, my client's crying, his family's crying, he's looking at 20 years. These are real years. This ain't no, oh, I'm just gonna do a little bit. No, this is prison. Prison, you know, people get stabbed, they get bullied, they get raped, okay? He was looking at 20 years because he was found guilty over the weekend. Prosecutor said, I want him to be in Harris County jail for 2 days, for the weekend. And just because they found him guilty, they put him in jail. And he was crying. Like, it's one of those feelings that hit you. So when Monday came, right, for the punishment phase, okay, he was found guilty already. Now we got to determine punishment. It's either as low as probation or 20 years prison time. I talked to the prosecutor and I said, hey, don't y'all guys usually make an offer like 7 years, 8 years, go to prison, and we don't have to go forward with this hearing because my client's going to risk a lot. If we go forward with the punishment phase, this jury can give him 20 years. That's risky, right? Who's going to risk that? Especially if there's a video of you shooting this guy. And they just found you guilty. So you can't say it's allegedly. They found you guilty on this, all right? So the prosecutor was cute. Like, he was very cute in what he said to me. He said, I can make a deal. Just show me some papers, like some check stubs. And I went out there and I went to go get it. I got everything. I got all the information that he needed. And then the prosecutor goes, no, that's not enough. And I was like, you told me to get this for you. Why aren't you taking it? And he goes, it's not my job to teach you how to be a good attorney. You know, that's your job. They do this cute stuff to piss you off, right? So when that happened, I knew he just sent me on a bullshit run to just get me to do all this work for nothing, right? When he really wasn't trying to offer anything. Which, by the way, my client would have taken 9 years if it was offered. Before this punishment phase, if they would have offered 9 years, he would have taken it. And he would have been in prison. But the prosecutor didn't do that. And he goes, we're going to go forward with this punishment. And they asked for 20 years. So I said, all right, fuck it. Let me knuckle up right now, all right? We got to keep fighting. And we did. And we ended up winning that. The jury came back after my arguments and said probation. No prison time. And I hugged my client afterwards, and I looked at the prosecutor. His head was down. His head was down because I don't play around like that. And my client was happy. He looked at his family. He went back to the jail and said, I'm coming out in 24 hours. He called me at 6 o'clock the next morning and said, I'm out. And I said, I'm glad to hear your voice, man. He shaved. He got a haircut. He looks good on that video. But before that video was there, he looked like crap, dude. And he was looking at 20. No matter how bad things get, my job is to always keep fighting no matter what. And so that prosecutor, I'm going to see him again. And he will remember this trial.
So now that prosecutor, if he goes against you, he'll probably give you a plea.
Oh, hey, that prosecutor. Michael, if you're listening to me, any case that you have in front of me, we're going to trial. I ain't fucking around.
What's the prosecutor's last name? What's the prosecutor's last name? Say his full name.
I'm not going to say his last name. But Michael, if I see you and that chief prosecutor, we're going to trial. I don't care what the plea offer is. You can offer my client, listen to me, you can offer my client a dismissal for him to take a class. Fuck that. We're going to trial. I'm going to make an example out of you and the whole entire office for doing what y'all did to me in that trial. And y'all already got a piece of me right now. 20 years down to probation. How do y'all feel about that? Y'all could have offered 9. He would have taken 9 years. He didn't take it.
Chat, I don't think this is like the W you guys think it is. Because now in the future, if Michael is representing a pedophile that raped some kids, he's taking it to trial.
Fuck it.
Yeah.
We got to knuckle up. Yeah, this is how it works, all right? You got to knuckle up. And you got to be about it. You got to fight. And you got to show these other prosecutors you're going to fight. If not, they're going to run all over you. Let me tell you something else. If I showed them I was a little pussy, if I was weak, if I showed them that, every time I have a case, they're going to be like, 19 years. That's a plea deal. Just to mess with you. Because they know you're not going to be able to knuckle up in trial. You got to show these prosecutors that you can win in trial. You understand me? And that's the only way that they can respect you when you walk into that courtroom and they give you what you want. So next time I have a case, I want a dismissal. If not, we're going to trial.
Chat, this is...
It's real shit.
No, like, you're being real, man. I told my chat before. Like, chat, JAYOMA's represented me. I had 6 months over my head. Bro, that's stressful as hell, man. Like, 6 months in my... Like, I would have just now been getting out of jail. He got my stuff from 6 months in jail to 2 years probation.
And you'll be done with that.
And literally, my probation is just literally stuff that I already don't do. Don't get arrested. Don't do drugs. I'm not out here doing pranks no more. And even if I do get arrested, you know, if it's in Texas, I'm gonna hit back up J. I hate it. I hate it, chat. Like, you know, because my whole thing is getting these dudes locked up. But you hate people like JAYOMA until you need a JAYOMA. Yeah. When the prosecutors come after you, they're coming after you like how I come after these cases. Can you imagine me as a prosecutor? You know what I do to anybody that's out there? I don't care whether you stole a pack of gum or you ran a red light. I'm gonna try to get you to do maximum prison time on that shit. It works the same way. You're a lot better, especially in that county, right, John? Going to jail in that county is not fun. No. I would have been in the same jail as the dude that got locked up. It's like, where does the humanity come in? Where it's like, this is a 14-year-old girl who was murdered, right? A real 14-year-old girl has been murdered, and then before all that, like, we can both agree, no grown man should be with a 14-year-old girl, right? Let's take David out of it, right? Somebody had sex with her. Somebody murdered and dismembered her body. We're very analytical people where the evidence presents it. What would you...
When it comes to the court system, bro, with these lawyers and shit, because he's showing you what it is, bro. It is what it is. It's not about morals. So David saying, we know you're not supposed to be, nigga, they don't give a fuck about that shit, nigga. It's not about morals when it comes to this type of shit, bro. It's just about a win, nigga. All they care about is winning. They don't care. He just told you if he was a prosecutor, he'll try to give you the maximum time, nigga. They don't give a fuck about you got a kid, nigga. This, that.
want for the person who did this crime to her? What would you want to happen to that person that did this crime to her?
The person who actually really did this?
Yeah, the person who really actually did this. What would you want to happen to them?
Depends on what I can argue. If I was a prosecutor, I'd go for the maximum. That's just because, just the way prosecutors think. I'm trying to get a pay raise. So if I can make this guy go to prison for a long time and I get a better office, I'll take it. If I can get, an extra couple dollars per hour for putting this guy away, I'll take it. That's a normal human incentive to do that.
Okay.
So I can see the prosecutor's side, but hey, man, I'm 100% defense. If my clients are being accused of something, they never did that shit. And if they did, good luck trying to prove it. Because I'm going to be right there in every stage of the whole trial, from beginning to the end.
Right.
No matter how bad shit gets. I'm always going to be there. And you know that. That's personal experience. You know that. You know what I mean? You know what I mean?
This is the interview with JAYOMA. I don't know where we can go from here.
Anybody can be charged with a crime. That's where we can go. Anybody. David, you, people in the chat, their family members. And when the state comes after you, they're coming after you hard. They're coming after you with all their resources too. So my job is to always provide that defense.
Yeah, that's crazy work, y'all. Y'all let me know what y'all think in the comments. I gotta read these damn comments, bro. This is some crazy shit. I pray we never gotta face that dude in court. Oh God. Real life Samuel Goodman, bro. Bro got caught shooting someone 3 times on camera and his lawyer got him probation. At this point, Jay isn't a lawyer, he's a magician. He was just rage baiting the whole time. Nah, that nigga was dead ass, bro. That's how these lawyers are, bro. Y'all thinking that shit is a game. Nah, that nigga was so serious. I promise you that nigga was serious. This not no prank, nigga. This ain't no regular YouTube video prank shit, nigga. This is real life. Fuck. I understand he's a lawyer, but this interview with him sounds so disgusting. Y'all niggas, y'all don't get real life. Spoiler, he won't be free. Bro, I had to cut bait and ball on the stream, dude. Like I said, Jay is exactly the lawyer you hate. Straight up hate until you need him to defend you. Facts. People like him are the reason my city of Chicago is controlled by criminals. I'm weak as fuck. The way he is smirking while talking about this is so sick, man. Y'all niggas crazy. Y'all taking this way overboard. David's lawyers are taking notes right now. Yeah, make sure y'all hype this video. Tap the links in my description. I'm out, man. David is still guilty. I don't give a fuck.